Before we get into today's video, I'd like to thank Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. Surfshark is a VPN service that protects your online information by encrypting all the data that you send through the internet, making sure anyone you don't want to see it doesn't see it. So it's keeping all those unwanted pests from seeing your private information. But one of my favorite features of Surfshark is I can be anywhere in the world with one click of a button. So due to licensing and stuff like that, a lot of stuff on streaming services is restricted depending on where you are in the world. But with Surfshark VPN, you can be anywhere in the world with one click of a button. I'm in Australia watching Australian Netflix. Not anymore. I'm in America watching The Walking Dead on American Netflix. How awesome is that? And right now, Surfshark has a really good deal going on right now. By using my link in the description and using the promo code DEOXY, you'll get 83% off. Not only that, you'll get an extra 3 months for free. Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it out for yourself. Special thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys try out the link in the description down below. Thanks for watching. So, many months ago, with the ending of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 55, we were left with the cliffhanger on who is the brand new Green Ranger. And for the last couple of months, the fandom has been speculating who the brand new Green Ranger could be. Is it Draken? Is it Tommy Oliver's clone, Tom Oliver? Is it another Draken? Is it Tommy? Is it, a lot of people have been speculating who this character can be. And there were some wacky theories out there, including some by myself, but eventually, a couple of months ago, there was an embargo that broke and the reveal was leaked early. Some people didn't see it. I saw it because I cover it on my channel, but even though that the reveal was leaked to me months in advance, it was still an awesome surprise turning that page and seeing that the reveal was actually true the whole time, and I think that's really cool. Now, Mighty Morphin issue number 4 is a crazy issue, and there's a lot that goes on in this issue, so I don't know if I'm going to cover everything or every bit of detail that goes on in this issue. I'm mostly going to talk about the key factors and the stuff that caught my attention in this issue as I break it down in this review, so let's talk about it right now. So the issue opens up in the land of flashbacks that we've been seeing recently over 10,000 years ago, and Zordon is training with one of the Guardians of Eltar. Now I believe this one is called Zolfram, I believe. I think we saw this guy way back in issue 2 of Mighty Morphin during December. So Zordon's training with this guy, and this dude has selected Zordon to be the next Guardian of Eltar, to be his successor, which makes a lot of sense, because if this is the same guy, then he's been training Zordon to be the next in line for whatever's going to happen next, and Zordon isn't sure about it, but the character reassures him, saying that Dark Spectre is on the move with his lieutenant, scouring the universe, looking for something. Whatever they're looking for, it can change the balance across the universe. Now, my speculation, whatever this is, it's gotta be the Zeo Crystal, because the timelines where everything lines up with what happened to Lord Zed in the annual and stuff like that, where his face was all scarred up and melted from touching the Zeo Crystal, it's gotta be the Zeo Crystal, because the Zeo Crystal is sort of like the god tier item in the Power Rangers universe at this point in time, so it's gotta be that is for sure. So meanwhile, back in the present day, you've got the Thunder Megazord and the White Tiger Zord fighting off the Giant Chaos Putty, and I really do like the Giant Chaos Putty's abilities. He's able to launch off his hand, and as it hits the Thunder Megazord and knocks it over, the hand splits open and turns into a million other putties, so I get the feeling, and I think this was sort of addressed in the last issue, but I didn't talk about it, but this Giant Chaos Putty is made up of a bunch of other little putties, and I really do like stuff like that, because there's something very similar in a manga read called Gantz, where there's this weird naked golem lady, and that's really freaky, and I kind of like that when it comes to sci-fi, where a bunch of little things can make up into one giant monster thing, and I really do like that, where the little minions can form one giant big thing, you know what I'm talking about, but I really do like the Chaos Putty's design. So while this is going on, Rocky has an awesome hero moment in this issue where he jumps out of the cockpit and he fights him off alongside Adam. And I really do like this moment between the two characters where they have their moment to shine, where they're being heroes and they're fending off the Chaos Putty'S to protect everyone else, trying to stop the Putty'S from running over the cockpit and probably killing the Rangers. So I really do like this hero moment between the two characters, and it's an awesome character development moment for Rocky and Adam in this comic. And that's what I really do like about Ryan when it comes to writing the Stone Canyon trio. He makes these characters shine. Rocky, a lot of people give him a lot of flack in the TV show where they didn't have much to do with him. Ryan's giving Rocky some awesome moments in the comic, fleshing out his character a lot more than the TV show did back in the day, so I really do appreciate that. So this next scene between Bulk and Candace is probably the most relatable thing that the readers can probably relate to, if you can relate to it. So Bulk goes off on Candace thinking she's cheating on Skull, and he doesn't like her. He sort of implies that he's never liked her from the very beginning because he knew that something like this was going to happen. Skull would end up falling in love, she'd get bored of him and break his heart, and Bulk would be left there picking up the pieces of his broken heart. A real bromance relationship if I've ever seen one, and I freaking love it. I think that's probably the most relatable thing that the readers can probably relate to if you've had that bromance with a buddy or two. So yeah, so Bulk goes off on Candace, and Candace learns that Skull loves her, and she kind of disappears after Skull wakes up from his coma. So yeah, Candace has disappeared for the time being, but don't worry, she'll show up eventually. But I really did like this panel that Ryan did right between the interactions between these characters, because it seemed like a very, very relatable and real scenario that we've probably all been through before. So props to Ryan for doing that page, or those pages between Bulk and Candace, or Bulk going off on Candace. I really did enjoy that moment in the issue. So after that emotional gut punch, we then cut back to the Rangers fighting off the Putty'S, and things aren't looking good for them, because Zordon is trying to get them out of the battlefield, but something that Lord Zed is doing is blocking their teleportation. So then the Green Ranger shows up with his Dragon Zord, and this is where Ryan teases something amazing, and we don't see it. So the Dragon Zord and the White Tiger Zord, they're about to do a Megazord Combo, and I got really excited because you have this awesome panel where the Zords are flying together, they look like they're about to fuse into one, and Lord Zed uses his staff and blasts them both, stopping the combination between the two. So Lord Zed, with his staff and his brand new Chaos powers, is powerful enough to take out a Megazord, will stop them from fusing. And if he could do that, why didn't he do that earlier when the Thunder Zord showed up or the Tiger Zord showed up? I guess he wanted to make him suffer with his brand new giant putty and take him out slowly, but yeah, Lord Zed is a friggin' beast with his brand new powers, and it kind of sucks that we didn't get to see the fusion combination between the Tiger Zord and the Dragon Zord, but I get the feeling we'll see that in the climax of this story arc eventually. But oh boy, that was a big tease that Ryan did between those two Zords. So things aren't looking too good for the Rangers, and at the last minute it seems like they're going to die. But they're teleported out of their Zords at the last second, but not by Zordon, but by Candace. So Candace appears before the Rangers in the command center, revealing her true name. I'm going to probably butcher this name, but Zelia of Eltar. And she reveals that she was sent to Earth to make sure the Power Rangers survive at all costs because the third Eltarian war is upon us, or upon them. So that's some big bombshells they're dropping in this issue, learning there's a third Eltarian war. So yeah, what is this war and why is it coming to Earth? So this is where Lord Zed's next plan of action comes into play, because I think he's been watching a lot of The Dome or the Simpsons movie, because he traps Angel Grove in a giant force field, making the Rangers unable to get in to save anyone, and no one is able to get in or out due to the Putty'S patrolling the area. Now what's really interesting is what he says to his minions, saying, "You've all got roles to play, I expect you to play them. We're going to build a better world." Now that line is very interesting. Now, we kind of know what he means by that. He wants to make a world in his image, the Earth in his image, but just the way he phrases it, and with everything going on in flashback land in this comic, it's a lot to read into who everyone is speculating Lord Zed might actually be. His true identity being maybe someone from Eltar possibly, so no one really knows at this point, but Lord Zed's plan is kind of crazy. So with the command center being out of Angel Grove, the Rangers aren't really able to do anything as this is all going down. They can't even teleport back into the city. So while this is going on, a communication goes on all the TVs across Angel Grove, where the brand new Green Ranger appears, making this big speech, telling everyone to stay calm, don't panic, and work together, promising the people of Angel Grove that he won't abandon them, and by saying that, he says, "This will help you so we can get to know each other a little better." He takes off his helmet, and it's revealed that the brand new Green Ranger is Matthew Cook, and he's one of them, telling everyone to stay strong out there, and the power will protect them all. So yeah, Matt is the brand new Green Ranger, mystery solved. So that final speech that Matt makes at the end of the comic, I can see where he's getting at and why he takes off his helmet to reveal his identity to everyone, because he's showing to the rest of, not the world, but he's showing the people of Angel Grove that he's a person just like them, like me or you, and that he's a real human being under the helmet. And by showing that he's a high school student and he's very relatable to most of the people out there, it gives them some sort of hope. So I can understand the move that he plays right there, making everyone put trust and faith in him by showing that he's a real human being, but seeing that a Ranger has revealed himself to the world and Angel Grove, this is probably not going to go well for him. So I'm excited to see the outcome of these events, because it's sort of like what they do in Marvel Comics with Civil War, where superheroes were forced to reveal their identity here and there, one of them being the famous Spider-Man moment in Civil War. I don't know if it still holds up these days, but if you've read the Spider-Man comics for Civil War, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's where the issue ends. It ends with Matt revealing his identity to the people of Angel Grove, so that's something to take in. But I'm excited to see where Ryan is going to take this comic with Lord Zed, the Third Eltarian War, the flashback, the brand new Green Ranger. There's a lot going on in this comic series, and I'm excited to see how we're going to get to the climax of this arc and moving forward. But overall, I think it was a really solid issue. Even though the Matt reveal was spoiled to me months in advance, I do like how the story revealed his identity to the rest of the public, and I do like the gears and mechanics we've got moving forward for the character of Matt and the Rangers interacting with him. So whatever happens, happens, and I'm definitely all in to see what Ryan is going to be doing next in Mighty Morphin and the other comic Power Rangers. So yeah, they definitely have my attention, and I definitely want to keep reading, because this Matt reveal could have failed badly with how Ryan would have written it, but I think he pulled it off really well, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video now. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that might be. Peace out, take care, and have a wonderful day or night. Bye!